she's not in a castle anymore. She's on Instagram, and she's still coming for you. Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? In the original Snow White, that line isn't harmless. It's the moment the queen realizes she's been replaced. The crown has passed not by vote, not by choice, but by biology, by time, by the invisible laws of attraction. And instead of mentoring the younger woman, she hunts her. This isn't just a fairy tale. It's a blueprint for a rivalry that still shapes how women see each other. And it's the reason so many older women openly resent men who date younger women, not because of morals or values, but because it rips the cover off a competition they'd rather deny. Carl Jung said myths are psychological maps. The Wicked Queen is not random evil. She's the shadow form of the feminine in its later stage. The feminine in myth has seasons: maiden, youth, vitality, potential; mother, fertility, nurturing, growth; queen, peak, influence, admired and established. Then comes the fork in the road. If she integrates her shadow, she becomes the wise elder, a mentor, a guide, a builder of legacies. If she resists, clinging to youth and status she can't keep, she becomes the Wicked Queen, seeing younger women not as allies, but as rivals. Her obsession with being the fairest is more than vanity. It's about survival in the mating market. Historically, youth and beauty were not just attractive, they were currency. They determined access to the most capable men, the most secure alliances, the highest social standing. When that currency fades, the archetype panics. And nothing triggers that panic faster than a man, especially a high-status man, choosing a younger woman over her. Female intrasexual competition is older than civilization. In evolutionary terms, the most desirable men were always scarce. Strong, resource-rich, influential. Younger, more fertile women naturally had an edge in attracting them. That edge meant older women risked being left with less. Jung's shadow theory explains why the queen's resentment becomes personal. The shadow is the part of the psyche we refuse to admit exists. Envy, insecurity, the desire to eliminate a rival. Instead of saying, "I am jealous," the shadow projects, "She's naive. She's being exploited. He's a creep." On the surface, it sounds like moral outrage. Underneath, it's status defense. In Snow White, the Queen's mirror told her privately when she'd been surpassed. Today, the mirror is public and merciless. When a man dates a younger woman, everyone sees the mirror at once. Instagram posts, paparazzi shots, wedding announcements. The entire tribe is notified instantly. For some women, it's not just the man's choice that stings. It's the public display. It's the confirmation that the younger woman has something they can't compete with directly anymore. Something men, especially high-status men, have valued across every culture in history. And in the social media age, humiliation scales fast. One viral photo can trigger thousands of comments. And even if the relationship has nothing to do with them personally, it taps into an ancient part of the psyche that says, "This could happen to me. I could be replaced." When the shadow is triggered, it doesn't just attack in private, it recruits allies. This is why outrage over age gap couples often explodes online. The attack usually comes in two directions. The man is framed as predatory. The younger woman is framed as stupid or manipulative. Both roles are designed to strip the couple of status and restore the queen's psychological position. If the relationship can be recast as morally wrong, then the older woman doesn't have to face the deeper truth that Her resentment isn't about ethics, it's about competition. It's easier to fight over the rules of dating than to admit the real fight is over the ranking in the sexual marketplace. Here's the part that gets uncomfortable. The tension between older and younger women doesn't start with the man. The man just makes it visible. In the fairy tale, the Wicked Queen's obsession leads to her downfall. She destroys trust, poisons relationships, and loses everything she could have kept had she chosen to evolve. The same thing happens now. When envy drives the reaction to age gap couples, it corrodes the older woman's dignity and poisons the connection between generations. When wisdom drives the reaction, everyone gains. So, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Wrong question. Better question, who did you help rise this year? Because the only crown that never slips is the one you place on someone else's head and still keep for yourself.